Making goals is easy. Actually achieving them is a little bit harder. And here to talk about the steps that you need to take to achieve those goals is Kurt Wunderlich from Buckingham Strategic Wealth. Kurt, welcome.
Thank you, Bob. It's great to be here. And, goal setting is something you always hear about January 1st, and you rarely hear it after February 15th, it seems, because those goals have disappeared.
Well, I lost all that weight, so mission accomplished.
You are one of those 8% of people that accomplished that and got to high five and get excited about it. But, setting those goals is always a great feeling. It's just like getting that new item. It's the shiny object in front of you, but executing on those is the tough part, and building systems so that you can achieve or have a higher likelihood of achieving those goals is really that key.
So walk us through the steps that are required to achieve these goals.
So just like when you build your house, you don't start just pouring the foundation randomly and hoping it fits. You start with the plans. So what is that vision? What are you trying to accomplish? In finance, money is a tool. So what can you do with your money to achieve those goals? And that's really where it all starts, and setting that broad vision out and then working back from there. So that's where that roadmap comes into play. It's not, how do I get to Florida from Seattle? It's, okay, where do I need to actually go? Am I going to fly? And if I'm driving, you got a fair amount of turns between now and then. But being able to have that roadmap ready for you so that you know what's going to come. And then those unexpected, like the flat tire on your way there, you have an opportunity to say, okay, I have that emergency fund. Or I know there's going to be bumps in the road, so I'm going to build in some buffers.
So just a quick question. When you think about people creating a vision, is that where most people get hung up, that they never thought about, I want to retire, but I don't have a vision of what retirement looks like, for instance?
It is difficult for a lot of people, because when you talk with most people, planning not only what's for dinner the next day, but say retirement in 10, 20, 40 years, most people just think their life's going to be slightly better than it is today. But we know life's not a straight line. There's all sorts of opportunities and pitfalls in between. So helping them understand, okay, what does that lifestyle look like today? Are there dramatic changes that you'd like to see in your life? You don't just have to go retire to someplace on the beach and golf. What does it mean to you? Because you may want to take a 5-year sabbatical or something like that when your kids are 10 years old to 15 and go in an RV and drive around with them. There's other options out there, and being able to talk through that strategy with them to say what's really important to them, what their values and their goals, will then help create that vision. Right. And as we know, as life changes, your vision can change.
So what's the next step?
Yeah. So once we have the roadmap put together saying, okay, we know what the vision is, we've built the roadmap on how to get there, we go back to that flexibility piece. We know that 2-3 years down the road, you may have a slightly different goal. Maybe there's a child or a grandchild who need extra help, or you want to be closer to them if they move away. Being able to have that into your plan and say, okay, what do I do now, and have those options out there is really a key to success, because we know the best laid plan isn't one that's the best one on paper. It's the one you can stick with. And it's having that adaptability and understanding that changes are going to happen, because that's in life, and a static plan's not going to work. Is really going to help you stay on course there.
Right. And step 4?
Step 4 is reassessing those goals. So it's a little bit like step 3, but it's saying, am I doing what I really want with this? It's not just saying, hey, I made this goal 2 years ago, I have to keep it. It's really doing that thorough analysis to say, is this really what's right for me or for us or our family? And then saying, if not, maybe it's priority number 2 now. And priority number 1 is now helping the kids with school. So being able to understand that and have that conversation allows you to put your money and align it with your values. Right. Because it's all about building that out and making sure that your plan aligns with what you really want. And if it doesn't, we need to update that plan.
Right. So talk for a moment, if you would. There's a new phrase that's gone through the world of financial planning called goals-based planning. Any comments about that and how that fits into what you've just described?
I think goals-based planning is a great start, because usually people can say, okay, I'd like to spend X number of dollars a month because that's what I spend today, plus inflation. But it's really going to that deeper conversation of a values-based conversation. What is meaningful in life to you? And for some people, they may use the term goals, but getting beyond just that to say, what is the true purpose of why you're in this career, why you're saving money, why you're taking your kids on this trip or XYZ, to be able to then put that into a roadmap for them and build the plan out that way. Because that has more staying power and sticking power than just saying $120,000 in retirement at age 65. Right. There's nothing connecting you to that. There's really the story behind the $120,000 that we want to get to.
Right. So we've covered all that you wrote about in your Retirement Daily article. Anything that we haven't touched upon that you want to mention before we wrap up?
This is really where having a conversation with your spouse, significant other, and even family members is so important, because when you pass away, people won't know what you wanted unless you wrote it down or had these conversations. So be open about this and be able to share your why, because that's really the important behind passing wisdom and wealth. And that's happening while you're alive and after you've passed away, to understand why you're doing these things so that they don't have to guess at the end.
Kurt, it's always a pleasure chatting with you about these topics. I learn a lot, and I'm sure our readers and listeners do as well. Thank you.
I appreciate it and hope everybody finds some good pieces to help them on their journey as well.